Hello and welcome to the World of Women's Soccer News Show. I'm Christian Radnedge. So on Wednesday the 25th of March, the new FA Women's Super League 1 season kicks off, with champions Liverpool taking on newly promoted Sunderland. The game is being shown live on BT Sport, who will broadcast a number of games this year, along with a weekly review show on Sunday nights. Matt Beard's side retained the title in what was a turbulent and thrilling final day of last season, and they'll be looking to put up a stronger defence of their crown this time. It's a remarkable turnaround for the club, who 3 years ago finished bottom of the league. Fortunately for them, that was before relegation was introduced. This year, 8 teams will compete in the top division, with just 1 team being relegated and 2 teams being promoted from Women's Super League 2. This is part of the FA's strategy to expand WSL 1 to, eventually, 10 teams in 2017. But before then, the focus remains on competing for top honours this season. Arsenal welcome back to the club England striker Leanne Sanderson, who they hope will get the Gunners firing again to the top of the league. They finished 4th last season and won the FA Women's Cup. But with an early exit in the UEFA Women's Champions League and a disappointing start to the season, which ended in manager Shirley Kerr leaving the club, it was far from a vintage campaign for the North London side. New manager Pedro Martinez Losa has the task of restoring Arsenal's dominance. They'll face stiff competition in Manchester City, who again have made a number of acquisitions in the transfer market, bringing in players like England defender Lucy Bronze from Liverpool and former Arsenal defender Jennifer Beattie. City's debut season in 2014 ended with them winning the FA WSL Cup, and they have more honours in their sights in 2015. Over at Bristol Academy, their minds are purely focused on their Champions League quarter-final second leg against Frankfurt on March 29th. They have to overturn a 5-0 scoreline if they're to have any chance of reaching their first ever European semi-final. Chelsea qualified for next season's Champions League with their second place finish last season, and with most of the squad now training full-time, they'll hope that will give them the extra push they need in their bid for glory. With formidable teams like Notts County and Birmingham City rounding out the division, the 2015 WSL 1 season could be the most competitive ever. But it's not just about the Women's Super League here at the FA. Of course, this summer, there's the little matter of the Women's World Cup in Canada, which is set to be the biggest edition of the tournament so far, with 24 teams competing. And I spoke to FA's Director of Women's Football, Kelly Simmons, about what we can expect for England from that event.
We're about to announce our new strategy for children's and grassroots football as part of the FA's corporate plans going forward. And we've got targets in there for women and girls football, so we've got some quite ambitious growth targets that we'll be announcing in the summer. And the Women's World Cup's a great opportunity to really help raise the profile of opportunities available to girls and women to play. We've got around 5,000 affiliated teams across the country. We've got thousands of teams playing schools football as well, and over the next 4 years we intend to continue to grow that number. That is a real opportunity because women's football will be very much in the public eye. It's fantastic the BBC have got the rights to the Women's World Cup. They're not only showing the England games, but they're showing a large number of the games across the tournament, so people can really get behind England, but also see top level women's football right across the world. And so it's really important that we have a good competition and help to encourage more and more people to get behind the team and follow it. And then obviously our job then is to translate that when those players come back into fans watching the Women's Super League, and also we'll come back. One of the first things, big events that we've got after that is the Women's Cup final here at Wembley. So we've got the whole of the World Cup to help promote and get fans to come here and get behind the Women's Cup final as well. Germany 2011 was absolutely fantastic Women's World Cup. They sold the broadcast rights into 200 territories across the world. A lot of the stadiums were full. The final was full. It was sold out early. There were fans everywhere. The fan zones were fantastic. I think it really showed people across the world that women's football is here. It's exciting and can attract huge numbers of fans. I think it sent a really powerful message. I think when you talk to people, that's probably the biggest women's team sporting event that's taken place. And now obviously we go to Canada, it's a bigger competition, there's more teams in it, And I know that from looking at some of the ticket sales in Canada and talking to the Canadian Federation, they've had fantastic interest, expecting it to be a huge World Cup. And I think it's just about continuing to grow what we've got. Can we build each time, every 4 years, can we build on? Can we get more people watching on television? Can we get more fans coming through? Can we get more awareness, more commercial partners involved, and ultimately keep building? That's really important, and keep building on the success. Germany was fantastic.
Chosen as the host for the next Women's World Cup.
Yeah.
I know that World Cup bids are a bit of a sore subject in this building, but do you think that England should bid to host the Women's World Cup in the future?
Well, definitely. I mean, we would definitely want, we'd love to host it one day. It's at the moment we're sort of focused on our plans to grow the game, develop the England team. All the things we've set out in Game Changer to do to develop the game from top to bottom. I think it's been well documented why, unfortunately, despite putting an expression of interest in, we didn't feel that the time was right for us at the moment. So, as you said, it's a sore subject. But hopefully things can change in the future and we can, one day again host another major championship. Like we had the 2005 European Championships here. That was a fantastic event. That really helped start, I think, putting women's football on the map in this country, and to host the World Cup one day would be incredible.
So, we'll continue to bring you news and interviews here on the World of Women's Soccer News Show. In the meantime, keep checking worldofwomensoccer.com. Goodbye.